Hello.
Hi.
We are back again.
Guess who's back? Back again. Oh, I still sound so terrible.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Pumped Up Tea. I'm still Taylor.
And I am still Sarah.
And we are about to go into now week 5
I'm
of
literally
Love
so
Island.
sad. Yes.
And we were just notified recently that this coming week, today is Sunday as we are recording this, so we're about to go into week 6. This is going to be the last week of Love Island.
Yep.
Katie was just on After Sun last night.
I didn't watch it yet.
I only watched half of it. I didn't really watch all of it.
I saw clips, but that was it.
Yeah, that's that's the only substance really that I needed. But it's kind of crazy that just as quickly as we were getting ready and excited for Love Island, we're now at the end.
I actually might cry about it. Like, what am I going to do with my life now?
I know.
This has consumed my life for 5 weeks, and what do I do?
And it's crazy to think that this is also only half of the time that Love Island, like, UK would be at. Because they do, like, 50-plus episodes.
Seriously?
We're only going into, like, 30-something episodes.
That's crazy. So they probably do, like 8 weeks then?
Maybe, yeah, because today we're going into episode 30.
So they probably do 2 more weeks than we do.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would do that. Just do the whole fucking summer.
Right?
All of June and July. And then maybe the beginning of August.
I know.
But that is a lot of time sequestered from the outside world.
A lot of time sequestered from the outside world, right? Yeah, you're not seeing friends, family. You're just stuck with each other. I can imagine the cabin fever would be insane.
Yes. I recently learned that Miguel, as I've been affectionately calling him thanks to Kane, he didn't tell his mom he was going on Love Island. He told her he was going to a retreat.
Oh my god. Let's hope she never finds out.
Honestly.
So I wonder who's running his social media then in that case?
I don't know.
Probably a friend.
But I think that's what most people have.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that.
Well, Leah has her sister.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that. I was like, who I would have run my Instagram, but then I'm thinking to myself, I'm never fucking on Instagram.
I know.
I don't ever post, and what I do post is this. This is what I post. Oh, like on
race cars.
And race cars. On my personal story, it is like this. Race car stuff, hockey when it's hockey season, the occasional Taylor Swift, but it's not like daily. So like if I didn't post on my story or in my grid even for like 6 weeks, I don't think anybody in my life would be like, oh no, where'd she go?
Now where'd you go?
Yeah. No one would know the difference. Unless, of course, one of, like, my favorite driver wins and then I don't post about it. Then they'd be like, that's sus as fuck. Where'd she go?
So, before we go into our Love Island talk, I run the risk of having this video become very long. We have gotten some updates on Rachel's lawsuit with Tom and Ariana. And to keep it really quick and really brief, Ariana's slap motion had been denied, basically just trying to get the whole thing dismissed. It didn't work out. No. Rachel's going to be seeing her day in court in November of 2025. So
unless they, of course, settle out of court before then.
I don't know if I can foresee that happening. I don't think Tom has the capital to be able to settle anything.
Tom doesn't, but she might.
I don't think she will.
I mean, if I was Ariana, I wouldn't either.
Because the way that I see it, Ariana has now a never-ending replenishment of funds coming in with just many opportunities left and right coming. I can already foresee Love Island trying to bring her back for another season.
She doubled the viewership numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's golden.
If and only if Vanderpump really feels the need to fight to have her on for another summer, that's going to come probably at a very pretty penny.
Oh, she could negotiate the fuck out of her Vanderpump contract now. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Not that I think at this point she'll care to.
No.
But yeah, I can see Ariana going as far as she possibly has to, so she can just run Rachel dry of all of her funds, and until Rachel has no choice but to dismiss the case. That's what I can see happening. She can go on and on with Tom forever, though, I feel like.
Yeah. I hate that this is going to loom over her for the next year.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
It's so stupid.
But that's the quick tea spilling update.
And I refuse to discuss anything that she's saying on our podcast at this point because...
she's whack.
She's cuckoo bananas.
Oh, my God. Yeah, wait. She did talk about missing her friendships. That's it. Stupid.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. Okay, so now, if you like our recaps, if you like anything that we cover Bravo-wise or anything outside of Bravo, because technically Love Island is Peacock, please let us know. Share a like, share a comment, share our videos if you're watching on YouTube. We're also streaming everywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Amazon. I know I'm probably missing one, but we're on a lot of them. So just give us a stream if you're not watching on YouTube. And if you are watching on YouTube, just do all of the things. We appreciate you. So we'll go into episode 25, where it is right after Serena and Cordell have their fight.
The one on the dock.
The one on the dock.
Okay.
Yes, after he had brought back Miss Dea.
Yeah, okay.
It feels like forever ago that this all happened.
Listen, and that's the thing is, I was sick this week, so I have like no thoughts, right? There's no tangents from me today. There will be no tangents, no extra thoughts, because brain was dead. I think I just absorbed what I needed to, and that was it.
Yeah, pretty much. The boys are all basically talking to Cordell. Serena pulls Dea in for another chat immediately after confronting Cordell, which I found to be very weird. But I guess why not pull aside, right, the other woman?
Why not?
The boys are talking about the 90-10 conversation, and the light bulb goes off. I knew I talked about this last week. I knew I've mentioned this before, even off the podcast. I knew that Leah's words were going to come back to bite Miguel in the ass, because now words are being twisted, miscommunications were happening. That's why they even brought that flashback in, because I remember when they did the flashback from the night before's episode, they brought up that specific moment when Leo said the 90-10 stuff. I knew that this was going to cause a bigger shitstorm than truly necessary, so I feel very validated in that sense.
Yeah.
Miguel, of course, is quick to let everybody know that Leah did say the things, which causes Cordell to see red, and he confronts Leah in front of everybody. Doesn't even bother trying to pull her aside to be like, bitch,
guns a-blazing. Yeah. Tempers were very high post-Casa for a good, 48, 72 hours. Everybody was just so on edge.
That video was definitely something to really ignite the flame, and then words being twisted around and conversations being misconstrued definitely added fuel to the fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Dea, I actually can commend Dea for doing this, but she pulls Cordell and Serena at the same time and says, you know what? You two are going to need to settle this without the chatter from everybody else. And to keep it short, they settle it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Cordell very clearly has feelings for both girls, so he says.
I think he just wanted to have his cake and eat it too. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah, I think the whole connection with Dea was just really because it was something physical, and as we learned, right, he had already taken things to a physical level right before he left with Serena.
Which, honestly, if I was her, I would have been raging like that. Fuck yeah, I would have been screaming like a dragon around the villa.
I think at that point, he just wanted to compare which one was going to be better, and then make his decision from there.
It's like classic cheater of having your side piece for just sex and then having the intellectual, I say in air quotes, as your partner.
Yeah.
Instead of working on having everything with that same partner.
Yeah, exactly. But Cordell swears he wants to fight for Serena. He's going to do what he has to make it work. I think at this point now, Cordell is realizing, right? It's either Serena or it's nobody.
Yeah.
And so they kind of handshake it out. She doesn't fold immediately.
No.
But she kind of is just like, we can try to work this out here, but we gotta, again, we're taking several steps back.
Yeah, I mean, as you should. What he did was really fucked up.
Yeah, reasonably so.
Yeah.
Serena confronts Kendall because of Kendall just talking everybody up. See, another thing I think that added fuel to the fire here was the fact that the boys were talking up both girls when it comes to Cordell.
Yep.
And she's mad. Serena is upset about that because it's like, why are you saying the same things to her that you said to me about Cordell when, which one is it?
Yeah.
Do we both make him happy, or is it just you just hyping us up for no reason?
He's hyping him up for no reason because he wants to win.
There you go. That's true. I know. More people are talking about that theory now, I've noticed.
See, guys? I have good ideas.
There are people really starting to feed into the idea that Kendall is solely in this to break up the other couple so he can win.
100%. I told you, he saw Casa as his way to go from third strongest couple to first strongest couple. Mm-hmm. And he did it.
It happened quick.
And he did it. Because now nobody is rooting for Kayla and Aaron.
Nobody.
Well,
movie night surely did not help. And we'll get there, but it did not help.
No. Not at all.
Miguel basically pulls in Leah for a chat and confronts her, over the whole 90-10 debacle. Leah, I think at this point realizes that she fucked up, despite having told Cordell that none of that happened.
Yeah.
And she straight up says that she knows that she needs to learn when to shut the fuck up.
I adore her so much, honestly. Self-aware queen.
I was gonna say that was very real of her to do.
Yeah.
Very, very real. Like, it's one thing, right, to make the mistake, but I wish that she would have owned it a little bit better to Cordell, and I think this is not the first time that something like that has happened. I can't name a time right off the dome, but
no,
I feel like this was not the first time something like that happened. But she recognizes that she was wrong.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. Kenny and Janae are basically having a chat. The last time we saw them, it was that conversation of he brought Catherine back to the villa, and she's saying, if there's an option between me and her, I'll make the decision for you, and I need you to choose her. Mm-hmm. Sent Kenny into a whole downward spiral.
Because he was influenced to take Catherine back. I'm telling you, I don't think he was gonna. And then the boys, I guarantee the boys pressured him into taking her back with the whispering in his ear of, but what if Janae picks a guy? What if? And so he brings this girl back and then realizes when he sees Janae and how upset she is that he done fucked up.
It definitely felt so out of place for him to just bring somebody back from Casa when, like, he kept saying the entire time that he missed Janae.
Yes, he was in Casa the whole 4 days he was in Casa. I feel like I know the focus was on Cordell and Aaron and them being themselves. But even in the background of things, you didn't really see Kenny entertaining anyone. And then all of a sudden, 12 hours before they're due back at Casa at the villa, he's kissing Catherine and they're talking, and it just was weird.
Yeah. Felt very out of place.
It did, yeah.
So they go into bed. We're now going into day 22. I'm starting to breeze through these recaps because we got a lot to talk about and only so little time. But we have Aaron telling Rob that he wants to ask Kayla to be his girlfriend in a few days.
Boo!
Because, this video came out. We're catching him in lies. We're not loving where this is going, by the way. Because now after you had this whole big blowout, now you want suddenly to be her boyfriend.
It's gross.
Very grody, and it's only going to get worse. Miguel breaks things off with Sierra to pursue things with Leah, and again, it begs the question, why did these guys bring these women back?
It makes no sense. They all broke up with the Casa girls except for Rob. Everyone broke up with their Casa girl within maybe 48 hours max.
Crazy.
What was the reason?
What was the reason for bringing them back? It's ridiculous.
It makes no sense.
Aaron and Kayla very quickly let go of the last 24 hours. They're right back to where they were before Casa.
I keep reminding myself that she's a baby. She's 22.
That's got to be the only explanation at this point.
She's a baby.
She's never experienced a hurt like this before.
No.
And it's going to hurt her very badly.
Yes.
Kenny and Janae, they're also working on getting things back on track. Almost like it never happened, but it still has, and they're starting to kind of warm back up to each other again, which I do give Kenny a little bit more grace because of the fact that, yes, it was only a couple of days with Janae. Mm-hmm. It's just...
Compared to compared to Cordell and Aaron, who have been with their respective partners since
from the beginning.
Day one. Yeah. Kenny and Miguel and Rob, everyone, all of their shenanigans in Casa, I kind of think we all just were like, yeah, it's the game, because Miguel had only been coupled up with Leah for mere days, if that.
I think a day.
Kenny has maybe 2-3 days, which, like, there wasn't as deep a connection with them as there was the other couples.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daya is now starting to switch tunes when it comes to Cordell. And she's now at the point where she feels that Cordell has been avoiding her since they got back to the villa.
Such shock, much surprise.
I've noticed that every time that they would interact, they would have like the same conversation literally over and over and over and over again.
Because there was no substance.
Nothing.
There was nothing. We saw that in Casa. There was nothing except they were physically attracted and she wanted to be on the show.
Yeah. And she wanted to, more importantly, get with OBJ's brother.
Yep. We'll get there.
Yes. But yeah, it's just kind of silly because now like the Casa glow has worn off, right? You're realizing like, oh shit, this person's here to stay right now.
Yeah. Oh no, the consequences of my Mojo Dojo Casa House shenanigans.
That was great.
Thank you.
And they only ever talk about how he has feelings for Serena, but he only brought her back there to explore things with her. That's it. That was the only conversation they would ever have at the entire time.
There was no talk about like nothing. There was no like, where do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? Like, what is your opinion on what's your favorite XYZ? What do you feel about AB? Like, there's none of that.
We could, and to be fair, right? There's a chance that they probably did have somewhat of conversations like that. We just didn't get to see it.
No.
We didn't see any of it.
I really don't think there was. Because every time we see them, obviously there's moments in between those moments that we do not see, but it just felt like it was like deja vu all over again. So there was no progress between what we saw. So it really just lends to the fact that there was nothing.
Yeah.
Because you don't see like, at least with Kenny and Janae, we don't get a lot of screen time for them up until very recently.
Yeah.
Like, I think Friday was probably the most we've seen of them on screen together in a while.
Yeah.
And like, but with them, in between the moments we do get, you see the progression from one instance to the other. And the same with like Leah and Miguel, you see the progression from one scene to the other. With like Cordell and Daya, it was like, I swear I just watched this.
Yeah.
You don't notice,
like, you don't need to show me this again.
Yeah, you can't see any sort of development that you may have missed because there is none.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Sierra gets a text. We're now going into the challenge called "You're Driving Me Crazy" or "You Drive Me Crazy." One of those two.
It was silly.
It was, but it was a fun one.
It was really fun.
I enjoyed this one. So it was a little confusing at first, but I was able to kind of figure it out. I had to watch it a second time just so I can like figure out what the groove of it was. But essentially, each couple or a single person would have to basically ride in a little beep beep car on a track, and they have to stop at 3 separate stop signs. Each stop sign would read a post that somebody from America had made about an islander. I think they mostly went with like tweets or something.
It was most Twitter, yeah.
And the person on the track has to guess who the tweet is about. And then that islander or those islanders had to sit on a bench. Mm-hmm. After they take their guess on who they think it is, they then read the tweet with who it's actually about. And this game was very shady.
This game was brutal as fuck. Also, the boys got off real easy in this challenge.
Well, except for Aaron.
Well, yeah, but like the tweets they picked for the girls were vicious.
Very vicious. Yeah.
And the guys got like nothing.
Yeah. The selected islanders that were on the bench end up having slime and like dust cannons just dumped all over them. And they were looking like big, colorful messes.
It was like getting slimed at the Nickelodeon Awards.
Yes. Some of them were really shady towards like Liv, calling her a mean girl.
So mean.
There was somebody who pointed out Daya being in OBJ's chats, and I said straight up, I hope for this girl's sake that this is not true, because if she denies this, those tweets are going to come out real fast. Mm-hmm. And by the next day, a whole 24 hours went by since the episode aired, and there the receipts were. Daya was in OBJ's comments.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We had been talking about it prior to this, when she first showed up on screen and she was very adamant about only going to Cordell, people dug it up. And at first they were photoshopped. It was proven that they were photoshopped. And
I didn't know about that part.
There was ones in the beginning that came out, right? I think this is during Casa Amor. So she's not out of Casa Amor yet. They had come out. Everyone was like, oh shit, I fucking knew it, right? This girl's just on here to get towards his brother or into the villa or both, right? Because she laid it on so thick. Yeah. So thick.
And it felt like weird. It was like, why is this girl so dead set on
Exactly. So these, I think at the time they were tweets, and then it comes out that it was actually Instagram. But the tweets come out, and then I think like 24 hours, 48 hours later, they were proven to be photoshopped. So we were like, okay, that's not cool. Like, guys, let's not make shit up. Like, we let it go.
And then they found the real ones.
And then so that tweet, I think, was talking about the ones that were photoshopped, only for it to then come out afterwards that she was, in fact, in those photos. Like, it just happened to be on a different social media platform.
Oh, my God.
So it was fake at first, and then I think it ended up being
became
legitimate.
Real.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
But like, come on. I think we all suspected it because the moment she was introduced at Casa Amor and she was talking up Cordell like he hung the fucking moon. Like, he's a man.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a boy.
First of all, he's a boy. Okay? Nobody should be talking about a dude like that.
No.
Second of all, that's the one you're gonna go for? I don't know, it's just weird. The whole way that she came into it was just sus from the start. And then I felt vindicated that my suspicion was confirmed.
Yeah. The last one out of the entire game was probably the most brutal because it read, I feel bad for Kaylor. They haven't even shown the worst of it. And it sends Kaylor, I almost said Taylor, it sends Kaylor into a tizzy. Because now we're not even looking at Kaylor at this point. We're focusing on what's going on with the rest of the group, with Danielle.
Yep.
And Daniela, basically, I don't know who said it. I didn't catch who said it to Daniela. But I think everybody looked at Daniela and somebody said, if something happened, you need to be honest about it.
I think it was Serena.
It was no, it wasn't Serena.
Janae?
I don't know. I want to say it might have been Sierra.
Yeah?
Just based off of the voice. They were like, you should probably be very honest with what happened right now. And Daniela then comes out and says that Aaron asked her to take a shower together. Yes. And now in this moment, we're seeing Aaron is so fucked.
So fucked.
He is so fucked.
Well, not fucked enough.
So after the challenge, the girls are venting about all the comments that were made about them. Liv especially, because Liv really got hit. Aside from like Kaylor being having Aaron's shit exposed, to her, Liv I think kind of took like the brunt of it. Like, people were really hating on Liv.
Yes, which is weird because it's interesting what each platform thought about the cast, because the conversations about Liv on Reddit, so like I'm only in it on our Instagram and then on the Reddit, and the conversations about Liv on those two platforms are wildly different than what Twitter and Facebook seem to think of her.
That's so interesting. So interesting.
Because like Liv is like number one team, like we love her on the Reddit.
I wonder if people only have an issue with Liv because of the fact that she rode for her girls, but there's that aspect of like maybe she rode for them a little too hard.
I don't think that exists.
And but hold on, that's what hindered her.
No, I agree.
From finding a connection.
She's very strong-minded, strong-willed.
Yes.
Like, she's not.
She's straight up girl's girl. Sure.
Aside from the girls, like in general, she was very like opinionated, strong, like
she spoke her mind.
I think to 20-something-year-old boys, that is intimidating as fuck, and it turns them off until they are older and they're gonna grow up, and they'll be like, well, we will hope they grow up, and then they'll be like, oh shit, that's actually like a badass woman.
Slept on Liv.
Slept on.
Yep. So Kaylor has like a very meta conversation with the girls about how she's concerned that we, the public, had seen a side of Aaron that she has not. And it's true. We have.
We did.
We watched him in Casa Amor, girly. You did not. But
it was rough.
It has her really starting to internally spiral. And so she confronts Daniela about it. And she's kind of just like, why didn't you tell me about the shower thing? And she's just like, oh, I forgot. Which, bullshit. No way that you forgot.
No way you forget.
Because and she might not realize this. Or maybe she does, because let's not forget, before anybody enters that villa, they're watching what's going on in the villa.
Except for Kane.
Shut the fuck up, Kane. They're watching what's going on in the villa. Mm-hmm. They're seeing these relationships develop. Mm-hmm. I don't know at what point they get sent to Fiji. I don't know at what point they start watching, but they see what's going on. They obviously watched what was going on in the villa prior to them going to Casa. So she should know that Aaron had begged her and wanted to be in the shower with her. And so obviously this is going to hurt Kaylor.
Which, aside from that, is fucking gross. That you're consistently begging for it is disgusting.
It's gross.
It's
like when we talked like a few weeks ago now about Rob and his boner talk.
It's disgusting. Like the fact that you had to pressure her to do it and then she only agreed because you wouldn't shut the fuck up about it, like, is so grody.
It's very predatory.
It's so predatory. He is disgusting. He's manipulative. That word. Like, just a walking red flag. Him and Rob are the Tom and Tom of fucking Love Island.
Fucking Dumb and Dumber over there.
It's disgusting. The two of them, like, slither. It's gross.
Yeah. So, I give Kaylor a lot of credit for how she handled that conversation. Mm-hmm. She explained it 1,000 times better than I think I ever would have. Because I would have been screaming, I would have been yelling, I would have been pointing fingers, I would have maybe been thrown a fist.
She got her point across much better than I think I would have.
I could not have had the conversation in the same way that Kaylor did.
No, she did really well.
Yes. So now we go into the villa night party. Kaylor has her revenge fit on. Not that it matters, but...
Is this the black jumpsuit?
Yes, it was.
Oh, fucking slay.
I did love the jumpsuit.
Fucking slay.
She does call Aaron out on these lies. He has no idea. He doesn't even realize that, like, Daniela already told Kaylor about what they had done and talked about. And he's basically just not letting her speak. He's, like, constantly interrupting her. Will not validate any of her feelings and trying to minimize it to be way less of a big deal than it actually is.
You know what this is like?
When Tom had his affair?
Either Tom and it's literally gave me flashbacks to Swarsh and Katie. And then she validated me by saying on the After Sun that he reminded her of, she goes, I married my Aaron. Mm-hmm. I felt so validated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily. Mm-hmm. It goes back to, like, that conversation to when Schwartz cheated on Katie.
Exactly.
In Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And validating her feelings, shutting it down, not understanding where she's coming from, and having to have his bro come in and tell him, no, God, buddy, you gotta be like this, and you gotta just blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, because his homie said it, now suddenly he understands.
Mm-hmm. But we're left on a cliffhanger at this point. Mm-hmm. We're basically having to wait until the next night to see how this conversation ends. Also, movie nights are coming.
Burn, burn, burn.
Ba, ba, ba.
Not movie night. Honestly, not as dramatic as I wanted it to be. And
I think they should have showed all the clips.
We missed like 3. Should have shown me the rest of them.
We should have seen them all.
They should have forced everyone to sit down and watch all of it.
Yeah. But anyways, we're starting on episode 26. We're picking right back up where we started from Kaylor and Aaron's fight. And we're just constantly hearing, fuck
Aaron! Fuck, bro!
Fuck! Thank you, Christina Coca, for just splicing all of that together. It was fantastic.
Fantastic. on the subreddit, on every post about, I swear to God, it's like every post about Kayla, someone is in the comments going, "Fuck Erin." But we spell it F-A-W-K because that's how she says it.
Every time I get mad at Max now, that's how I'm going to handle it. Fuck Max! Okay. So Erin continues to play the victim.
Oh, of course.
Shocker. Rob, of all people, is becoming the voice of reason here.
That pissed me off so much, you have no idea.
I don't understand where that came from.
He made me like him a couple times in the last week, and it really pissed me off.
Because it's like, where was this? I know we briefly saw this Rob in the beginning, right? And then all this shit happened with Leah and Andrea.
That's the thing. It felt like Rob from like week 1. We were like, oh my God, they're so cute. He's so sweet.
And yeah. He was, and granted, he had done Casa before. He came in as a Casa person. He knows exactly what to expect. And that's why I think he behaved. And he tried to warn Erin while they were in Casa to behave. Erin just didn't listen.
He told all the boys to watch what you're doing.
Yep. He said, be careful.
Don't do something to hurt her. And at the time, I was thinking, oh, that's so sweet. He's got the girls' backs. Like, he's making sure the girls don't get hurt. And then after fact, you're like, wait, no. He's saying that to protect his bro because he's been through Casa before.
And towards the end of Casa, too, he even said that. He's like, I've been through this before. You know?
Let's not fuck around and find out.
Exactly. Yeah, like...
Except they did exactly that.
Yeah, despite Rob's. So now Rob, right, probably wants to continue being the good guy. I don't know. But we see Janae and Kenny are right back where they started. It almost makes me feel kind of bad for Catherine because, again, what the fuck is she doing here? Right? Like, what is she doing here? Looking like Sid the Sloth. That was really mean.
Did.
But am I wrong? I'll pull up a
No,
picture.
because I completely forgot that she even existed until we started talking about the recap. Yeah. So.
Erin pulls Kayla again to apologize. This is the moment he tells her he loves her.
Boo!
And it's just insane. He just straight up, like, Kayla's basically letting him have it. She's calling him out on his shit, and he just goes, I love you. And how quickly that just wipes the slate clean. Oh, he loves me. We're good.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my God.
No, he doesn't.
And the fandom is very much on the same page, right? Everybody's saying, what the fuck are you doing?
It's so fun because it's like, we all kind of collectively agree, and there's moments, I think, like Leah and Liv might be the most like controversial topics of them all, where there's the most difference in opinion, but everything else, everyone is so very clearly on the same page. Like, even the people who hate Kayla and love Kayla, we're all in agreement that, like, love her, but she's being an idiot, right? Hate her, but she's being an idiot.
This is the moment, too, that I think everybody really started turning on Kayla because, you know, now at this point, right? And I get it. She's young. She's clearly not mature in the love department.
No.
This guy's an asshole.
Major
Asshole. He's old enough to know that he's being an asshole.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate, you know, because this couple went from being, like, the most solid, the number ones, and then you see his true colors come out.
They were like America's sweethearts. Like, they were in it to win it, baby. They were in it to win it, the whole thing.
And people still would have rooted for her if she just walked away.
My thing with that is that there is a part of me that still loves her, but I think what really lost my respect for her was when Erin was saying, I just didn't think about you while I was in there.
Which is disgusting.
I didn't think about you while I was in there.
Yeah, he used
But
Casa
you love her.
He used Casa as a hall pass.
You supposedly love her, but she didn't cross your mind one time. Not one time. That's insane to me. And you take him back after he says that? Insane.
Gross.
It's that I lost a lot of respect for her after that.
Yeah, same. We see Cordell pull Serena, and he tells her that he wants to break things off with Dea. And my first thought, because now at this point, right, we still thought that he was kind of on the fence when it came to both of them. So now he's all of a sudden putting the hard break on Dea. And I'm just like, does she know this? Is Dea aware of this?
You had to be some, in woman's intuition somewhere in you, you have to notice when your guy is pulling away and acting different.
It took one comment bringing up her obsession with OBJ. It just took that one comment. And now he's like, oh,
Well,
hold on.
I think that would have, that was going to be the nail in the coffin because that's his whole dating life up until now has been that.
Absolutely.
He's mentioned it in the high-low challenge.
Yeah.
Of the way why he's ghosted so many people. So, like, I think that, like, there's no coming back after that.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Even if, right, you just made that one comment, which was a relatively harmless comment, but it hurts your credibility having just that one.
It does.
You know?
Yeah.
Dea says to Kendall that she wants to break things off with Cordell because their connection just has not gotten past the physical, which, again, we already knew this.
Yeah.
We've known this since Casa.
I think a part of her was banking on one of the other boys liking her. Or waiting, or maybe trying to hold out until a new bombshell came in.
Maybe.
Because it really felt like she wanted to be in the villa so bad.
I think they all wanted to be in the villa. Their sole purpose of tempting these men was just so they can get into the villa. And almost all of them made it.
Yeah.
And then they were all like, shit.
Yeah.
What have we done?
Yeah.
We get a random text for Kendall. The hideaway is now open. And the whole group basically chooses Kendall and Nicole to spend a night together alone in the hideaway.
Well, let's also just point out that they were the only couple at this point.
Still standing.
Pre-Casa. Everyone is either incredibly new, or so fucking rocky that it just made zero sense to put them in there.
Absolutely.
So, like, they were the obvious choice.
How pissed would everybody have been if people still chose Kendall and Aaron, or Kayla and Aaron?
Right? No, it was definitely Nicole and Kendall deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the girls and guys basically go to help Nicole and Kendall get ready. And I loved watching all of these girls offer up their lingerie for Nicole. It was just the sweetest moment.
It was so cute too, because it's like they've been so weird. It's been so weird between the villa and the Casa girls, and they were trying to bridge that gap, but like it wasn't really going all the way. And then it was like this one moment of getting your friend laid that brought everybody together.
It was so, and also whoever set that was that she put on,
Daniela's.
Amazing.
I believe it was.
I'm
Daniela's.
not surprised that that's Daniela's, but I loved that set on Nicole.
Mm-hmm. The Love Island USA Style Instagram posted it. I think it's a custom piece that Daniela got for like a rave or something.
Oh, of course it is.
So it was stunning.
So gorgeous.
Stunning.
I love it.
She had never looked, well, I mean, she did. Nicole always looks beautiful. She's literally stunning, but that was... I also appreciated that the boys were just like, gray sweatpants, bro.
Right? Gray sweatpants.
I mean, they know.
I mean, she's practically naked. You might as well wear something that
Yeah.
You're going to take it off later. It's fine.
That was my favorite. They were like, the boys are having their little getting Kendall hyped and ready, and the girls are doing it, and the girls are like throwing different expensive lingerie and doing her hair and makeup and picking rows, and then you just see the boys chilling on the bed going, just gray sweatpants, bro.
Yeah, right? Too real.
Yeah.
Too real.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Watching Kendall and Nicole in the hideaway was pretty cute.
It was adorable. I adore them.
They do have chemistry. That's for sure.
They do.
They do decide that they're going to close things off. They'll make it official while they're in the hideaway. And then they do get nasty.
Oh, yeah.
As our Islanders put it.
There was a whole cabinet of fun.
Oh, I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. I was eyeballing those dice. I'm like, I want those so bad.
Ooh.
I know.
Spicy, Taylor.
I was like, these look like so much fun.
I thought that was really cute, though. They were adorable. I wonder
if they used them at all. Probably not, but...
Yes.
Yeah?
They were on the floor in the shot in the morning. You could see they were on the end of the bed.
Oh, I missed it. I want to go back and see that. That's so funny.
They were like equal parts cute, funny, and like romantic.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. You can't have a fully romantic moment between two, like, technically still strangers, without including, like, the funny.
Yeah.
You know?
But you could see the intimacy growing between them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm. And especially, I think Hideaway like accelerated it because you see once they get out of the Hideaway, they are on like a whole different level than they were before.
Well, because now they had that freedom to be as intimate as they wanted to be. Not that I think being in the villa with the rest of the group really stopped them.
No, but it sounds like most people went only as far as third base.
Yes, it seems like this group has mostly refrained themselves.
Yeah.
I kind of was hoping that there weren't going to be any cameras in the Hideaway, but like in the bedroom area of the Hideaway, and the second I saw them, I was like, fuck. I would feel so uncomfortable.
But it's got to be that thing where you're like in the moment, you just kind of stop thinking about it.
That's true. At this point in the game, right?
And
they must not.
There's got to be a clause in the contract somewhere of like the cameras turn off at blah blah or whatever.
I would still freak out. I don't know.
It's so weird.
It's just knowing that they're there and right in front of me.
Yes, it's like I don't think I could do anything in that bedroom knowing everybody is our distance apart.
Even Soul Ties has like a little camera just facing. Like it could easily get an upskirt.
It's impressive that they are able to even get to third base in a bedroom of 6 other couples.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
It's gotta smell so rank in there. Like, I was thinking about that.
I think that room is big enough, just you can't go under the covers.
It's just, I couldn't do it. I'm like, to each their own, but it couldn't be me.
Yeah. So back at the villa, Kaylor tells Liv that Aaron said he loves her. She's way too excited about it, but she's just being there for her friend.
Liv is just that kind of friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Aaron tells Rob about it.
Of course.
Again, I'm hating...
That's his boyfriend.
I'm still hating the fact that like all of that drama and all those lies just now mean nothing because he told her that he loved her. Thank you all for validating me, by the way, when I made that meme.
Honestly,
it was hilarious.
It really felt so validating.
It felt even more validating like after movie night.
Yes.
Yeah, because I made it after this episode. Like movie night hadn't even started yet. And
no, we're all collectively on the same page of like what the actual fuck.
Right.
I want to like shake her. I want to wrap her in a blanket, right? And like, I was saying this to my mom. I want to wrap her in a blanket because she's a baby. To me, like, I'm 10 years older than her. That is, she's an infant. She's a child.
She's like fresh out of college.
I want to wrap her in a little blanket, right? And just protect her from Aaron, but also shake her, be like, baby, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. So I have a feeling she'll be able to move forward after this.
This will hurt. This will hurt. This will definitely. She'll be jaded after this.
A little bit, yeah.
But she'll find the right guy after this because now she'll know better.
That's showbiz.
That's so funny.
So we have a chat between Kane and Sierra, and Kane is basically telling Sierra that he's not really all that Liv.
I am a Kane hater. If there are no Kane haters, then I am dead.
Yeah, we'll get into the Kane stuff later, but he sucks.
Kane hater.
Kane needs to go.
One tiny tangent. It's not really a tangent. It's just any of you that are watching the Below Deck Med season, can you validate me that Kane looks like that one deck crew guy?
He does.
They could be cousins. He
totally looks like him.
They could be related. I literally was...
I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
I was catching up yesterday and I saw it and I was like, that's fucking him. They're twins.
I'm going to put a picture up like right here so you guys can see the comparison.
Tell me I'm wrong. Okay.
So Liv, Daniela, Dea, Catherine, and Serena are all talking. And Dea and Daniela are telling Liv that Kane is very clearly into Sierra because they're having that chat and they're just watching, like, at that point. And obviously, reasonable if you're Liv and this keeps happening. It hurts.
She's so over it at this point, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could she not be? Kenny officially breaks things off with Catherine. Miguel tells Leah that he broke things off with Sierra. All the couples are now that were together before Casa are now just slowly on the mend post Casa. They go to bed. Sierra officially tells Liv that Kane basically saw Liv as more of like a friendship kind of vibe, which still sucks. Yeah. And the fact that Kane was not man enough to tell Liv himself.
Well.
Speaks volumes.
Well.
We shall get to day 23 now. And Dea tells Serena that she's officially going to break things off with Cordell.
23.
23 days.
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure my count is right, but
that just took me
because
wow.
Remember, they don't air what's being filmed on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but they are still filming those days. It's like that day off and after sun are like those days for the producers to catch up.
Yes, as I basically confirmed.
Yes.
By that one live that we'll talk about later.
Oh, yes. So we're starting day 23. Dea officially tells Serena that she's going to break things off with Cordell.
Yes.
She got over him pretty damn quickly.
Oh, yes, she did.
And it's funny because you literally watch the two of them just be like, I need to talk to you. No, I need to talk to you. Like, it's almost giving like that you can't fire me because I quit.
Yes. Oh, 100%. 100%. That's exactly what that was.
Like, it was just so weird.
It was so weird. And then after they have that fight, her audacity to go to Serena and be like, he's all your now, babes.
Dude, that shit was weird. And even Serena, like, is just kind of sitting there like,
the fuck?
I don't know what to tell you here. I mean, like, he ain't shit, but, like, I'm still gonna take him back. Like,
it was so weird. Like, what in your brain told you to go over to Serena and say that to her? Like, sorry I took your man. Here he is. You can have him back now.
Right. Like, very weird. I understand that Serena felt the need to start initiating conversation with Dea just to, like, figure out what's going on.
But it doesn't mean we're besties.
It does not make us friends.
No!
Like, it does not mean that you can now come to me with your woes about him.
No, it was a lot of audace.
Yeah.
It was so fucking cringe.
Because she knows that he wants Serena back. So it's like, what are you doing?
It was like, I give you permission to have your man back.
Very weird.
It was fucking gross.
Yeah. We see Kendall and Nicole emerge from the hideaway with a new glow.
Cheers. The fact that they were all waiting at the door of the hideaway for them to walk out too was just like,
yeah,
they're so cute. The friendships in this house just like make the entire season for me.
Yeah.
Like, they fight and they argue and things are weird sometimes, but like at the end of the day, they're like BFFs. And when something good happens, everybody's so excited.
Yeah, they're family.
It's really sweet.
Very
yeah,
nice.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hated no one made a cake that said digested. Congrats on the sex.
That's so funny. I don't know if they had the things to do it. That would have been cool.
Okay, or you could have, there had to be a way you could have done it, right?
They could have, like, smeared it in avocado on toast.
Yeah. Congrats on this. And I don't think they have access to music either, but if they did, I would have put the I Just Had Sex song on as they're coming out of Hideaway with the cake and be like, avocado toast saying congrats on the sex.
I would sing it, but I don't want YouTube to yell at us for copyright.
So we're not gonna.
But just know inside.
In our brains.
We're singing.
We're imagining. We're singing.
We see officially now Dea and Cordell have that conversation. They end things and she just basically reads him for filth. Because, you know what? He was still that guy to bring in, like, a second woman.
Yeah.
For no fucking reason. Kane and Liv end things amicably. It might not have been as amicably as we had seen, but it's kind of annoying. Cordell pulls Serena to try and get her back. Sorry. So Cordell basically pulls Serena. He wants to get her back. He's officially now, like, letting her know that things are over with Dea. He's getting upset over the consequences of his own actions. And again, Serena is really good at standing firm on business and is basically saying, again, I forgive you, but, like, we're not gonna just jump right back to where things were.
No, you have to.
We gotta give it at least 24 hours first.
The trust has. Well, even I think on the outside it would have been slower than it may have been on the inside, but it definitely was like, yes, we can get back together, but you have to prove you have to earn my trust back. Yeah.
We see Liv have basically a whole breakdown over being the last to know about, you know, another guy basically dumping her out of a coupling because they're just simply not into her. And again,
how could you not be?
We can go on a long tangent about why Liv is such a catch. It's just really unfortunate that it hasn't been finding her one.
It's annoying.
Yeah. But Janae gets a text.
Janae gets a text.
Shit's about to start going crazy because we're going into movie night.
Dun,
Bitches.
Dun, dun. Get your popcorn, assholes.
Oh,
You're about to be read to filth.
literally. Daniela already knows that her and Aaron are fucked. Like, she's sweating going into movie night.
As she should.
As she should.
I know that we're not supposed to blame the girl, but I fucking am. Okay, I am.
No, okay. So, in the beginning, right, couldn't blame Daniela. It's once she started lying through her teeth to Kaylor, now we can blame her.
Yes, exactly.
Kaylor went to you as a woman to woman kind of situation, asking for the truth, and you couldn't even give her that. I blame you.
Exactly.
If you told Kaylor the truth,
I wouldn't have blamed her.
we would have been Team Daniela all the way.
Yes, but you didn't. Therefore, you also suck.
Exactly. So, the way that they do, I thought this was stupid. They should have just started playing clips one by one by one by one. But instead,
We had to have a stupid ass raunchy game that was pointless.
it was essentially like a guys versus girls trivia. And they ask, each team, I guess, gets asked a question. Whoever answers it closest to the right answer gets to choose what clip they're going to watch. And they basically leave us only with 3 clips that we didn't see at the end. So this was really dumb. I wish that they just showed us all the clips, but we had to give them, I guess, a choice as to what clips they were going to watch. And if I'm being honest with you, my producer-looking brain, or my producer brain, is probably thinking, like, they were probably told what clips to choose.
100%.
Right? Like, if they're not going to show all of the clips, they were definitely told which ones they needed to choose.
It furthers the narrative.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit to go into the questions. I didn't really even take note of any of the clip names. I didn't care. I'm just going to go straight into what the clips were.
I will say, though, one of the questions was really funny.
They were all sex-related
They were all
questions.
sex-related, but a couple of them, the only reason they were funny was because there was this, like, silent communication between Kendall and Nicole across the yard of, like, whatever one question would pop up. So they would say something and Kendall would go, "Excuse me." And the boys would, like, roast him for, like, Nicole's answer. Like, that part of it was really funny because they literally just
Came out of the hideaway.
Oh,
was it, how long an orgasm lasts or
I
whatever?
think it was that one and the foreplay question. I believe it was. There was like 2 of them where it was a really funny instance of, like, she said something and he just went.
All right, so we'll go into all the clips. The first clip is Aaron doing the same handshake with Kaylor and Daniela.
I'm so fucking glad they showed that.
I don't even think Kaylor clocked the fact that that it was already mentioned to her about the handshake during the previous challenge.
Mm-hmm. Can I make it worse?
Make it worse.
He did that handshake on the Traitors.
No, shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Did he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that on TikTok.
Shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Yo, this guy's a worm. Mm-hmm. What a worm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't even have a mustache. He's just a worm.
He's a worm with a mustache.
You're a worm. You're a worm
with a mustache.
Even though you don't have a mustache. Fucking creep.
He's not man enough to even grow a mustache.
But again, he just sits there, he minimizes it, he just sits there eating his popcorn and just chilling.
That's all I'm going to say.
The second clip is Rob talking to Liv and Kaylor about Leah lying and about taking the back seat in sending Andrea home. And this, of course, causes the girls to now turn on each other.
I hate that they brought this back up.
This is over something that they had already talked out.
No, this was so fucking dirty of the producers to put in.
I actually understand. I'm partially glad, though, that they put it in, because I actually understand the situation that Leah was in a little bit better now than I did when it was happening. Mm-hmm. So for that reason, I'm glad to have seen it again. But yeah, no, I definitely have a better understanding of that whole situation now. And I understand, again, it kind of goes back to Leah not being able to properly communicate things that she's thinking.
Yes, which I really feel because bestie same.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we go into the third clip. Third clip is Aaron, Cordell, Kendall, and Rob talking about Kendall making out with Cordell. Oh my god, I keep mixing up those 2 names.
They're too similar.
Yeah. The third clip is Aaron, Cordell, Kendall, and Rob talking about Cordell making out with Dea and Kendall wingmanning Daniela over Aaron. Okay, so this was essentially this clip was basically to all call Kendall out.
Yes.
The way that Kendall would talk to Cordell, saying, I've never seen you this happy around Dea. She just brings out a whole other side of you. Mm-hmm. And then in an instant, he's telling Daniela, I've never seen him this way with you. He looks so happy with you. This, that, and the other. They also show Cordell humping Dea when they were making out during raunchy races.
Oh, yeah.
And then followed by Kendall pushing him onto Dea.
Which I missed the first time.
If I'm Serena, I don't appreciate that.
No.
At all.
No, not at all.
And this further validates why Serena was upset with the boys. Like that previous couple of episodes.
Yes.
So then they go into the next clip, which is Aaron and Daniela's makeout and asking her to go into the shower, which was very clearly implying that he wanted to fuck. And I love this because as much shit as Aaron talked about that clip specifically, saying that there was no context to it, well, baby, she's got that context now.
And the shower clip, the what they told her was said about the shower was a lie. And now she got to see the truth. Yep. And there was 2 instances of it because he said it when they were making out by the pool and then he said it again during the challenge.
During raunchy races.
Do you want to get back in there?
So disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The girls in the makeup room are talking in Casa. Daniela tells the girls that Aaron seems like crazy open. Kayla is just hurt. Aaron's basically giving like fake apologies. And he even said it. He's like, what do you want me to say? I'm not sorry.
I didn't think about you when I was in there.
I wasn't thinking about you when I did that.
Which, okay, I know I talked about this like 15 whatever many minutes ago. I'm really annoyed that nobody called out when he said that. Nobody called out, then why the fuck did you say you love her? Because you don't love somebody and then not think about them like that.
That would have been a good moment for Liv to step in.
Because Kenny thought about, that's not to say that they're in love, right? But Kendall was thinking about Nicole the entire time he was in there. Mm-hmm. Kenny was thinking about Janae the entire time he was in there, right? They didn't once, even fucking Miguel, right, was thinking about Leah when he was in there. He would have something with the other girl and then he would go talk to the boys. Oh, I'm thinking about like how that is compared to with Leah, like blah, blah, blah. Like they were all comparing it to the girl in the house, mm-hmm. right? They were thinking about them the entire time. But Aaron's not. Aaron, who is supposedly in love with this girl, she wasn't even an inkling, a little backdrop in the recesses of your peanut brain. Like, that's fucked up.
Conspiracy theory.
Okay. I love it.
Ooh. Because this just came to mind as you're saying all of this. Kayla and Aaron get to the end, right? Uh-huh. They win the game. Uh-huh. They now have
over
to
my dead body, but yeah.
They now have to stand opposite each other. And I remember seeing this. This is like the only memory of watching Love Island that I have.
Yes.
And they're standing on like the prize money markers. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the closer that you get to the center, then you get to share the top prize or whatever. You're holding these center balls, right? And I can just envision they both get closer and closer and closer. They meet up in the middle, and Kayla drops that shit, meaning that she gets to take it all.
Ah! What a boss babe move.
How insane would that be?
That is some beautiful, planned, and well thought out revenge.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm jumping back on the Kayla and Aaron train just so I can see that happen. I'm hoping. I'll look like a damn fool, but
if they pass the vote.
That's true. Nobody's voting for them anymore, so.
If they pass, I don't see it happening.
Listen. We don't get to really see the results of all the votes.
We don't, but the votes that and little polls they've been putting in the app since Casa Amor, they have maybe 5% of the votes.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to the polls. I just do the votes.
I do solely so I can see where the percentages are lying, just because I like to see what everyone else is thinking. Sometimes it's hard to get a percentage-wise when you're like in a social forum aspect, like Instagram or Reddit or Twitter, you know, you don't really get to see the comments, but you don't have an overall percentage.
Yeah.
And I like having the numbers. So I go in and I do all the polls simply so I can see where everyone else lies.
Yeah.
And as it stands, since Casa, Aaron and Kaylor have, usually it's between 5 and maybe like 15%. I think one at point it was like 4% on one of them. But it's also before those polls close. Mm-hmm. But like if I go in there right now and look at the past ones, I guarantee you they have maybe 5%.
Oh my gosh.
The top ones lately have been Leah, Miguel, and Janae and Kenny.
Yeah.
And Kendall hasn't been getting a lot either, and I think that is solely because of what he did at Casa.
Probably.
Yeah.
We see Serena and Leah talking about Cordell from week 1. I actually specifically remember this clip was called She's Just Not That Into You. Mm-hmm. And they're basically talking about when Serena asked Cordell about his longtime goals, and he said that he wanted to sponsor Cheez-Its.
I'm sorry. No woman is getting panty flutters. Or fanny flutters.
Yeah.
No one's getting fanny flutters from that. I'm sorry. Because
No.
I didn't. I thought he was cute in the beginning, and then that first, the first time once
It was not a good first impression.
Once he finally started talking when they were coupled up, I was like, crickets. There's no substance.
No.
Nothing. So I don't fault her for being like...
This was a very tame clip, though, because, like, she straight up said in the clip that, like, sometimes people just grow on her. And so, like, she didn't say anything.
No!
And nobody was able... Like, even everybody else was just like, okay, that's not so bad.
No,
like,
that was, like, the tamest of them all, honestly.
Yep.
And it wasn't anything that either one of that couple didn't already know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then we get to the 6th clip. And it shows the girls talking shit about Rob after he and Leah had broken up. So this was fresh after, like, Andrea and Nicole had showed up to the villa, I think. Yep. Because they broke up. Rob had done his, like, emotional breakdown. He jumps in the pool and...
He's a whole, I'm sorry, and then gets up and... Yeah.
Leah starts going crazy in the makeup room, full on spiraling, talking about Rob, calling him a dramatic bitch and all this other stuff.
But you know what? This was an Oscar-worthy performance, and I still just want to think it's one of the most iconic moments in the entire season of Love Island, okay?
Especially given what was going on at that time.
It was iconic.
Yes.
Her little impressions of him, give her an award.
Yes.
Slay.
Aaron was once again being more vocal and standing up for Rob than he should have been for Kaylor, and Serena was really quick to clock that.
Thank God somebody finally did.
Yep. But now this is also when Leah and Rob have that real, like, one-on-one tender moment from across the villa.
I really appreciated that because it's something that they really needed, that they haven't gotten to get. And this also leads into the next episode, when they finally have a more one-on-one conversation, which my toxic ass was excited about because I want them to get back together.
I just don't love how quick the fandom was, like, turning on Leah after rewatching those clips.
Yeah, no, that pissed me off.
Because they forget the context of what was going on in that moment, and those feelings in that moment were so valid.
Fucking Rob validated her.
He did.
He was like, no, he literally, of all people, he saw that clip, and it's like, now it's like you're so removed from it, and he was like, you know what you said really did hurt, but I understand now because, like, I hurt you.
I'm just wondering at what point he came to this realization. There was no conversation that really led up to any of this.
I think it's just distance from the
Sometimes
you just need a little distance from the situation, and circumstances to change, and you get a little bit of clarity. Like, oh,
talking about reflection.
Yeah, I think you just need a distance from it.
Yeah,
because it's too volatile and emotional when you're in it to see. And sometimes you just gotta, once you're out of it and the fog is gone and you've sat on it for a week or two, you're like, oh, I see where she's coming from.
Right. Maybe.
Yeah.
So that episode does end, and we're now going to go into episode 27.
It ends with, did it not end, was this when it ended with
Leah and Rob.
In Leah Rob? Okay, I thought it ended with Aaron walking away like a bitch baby.
Nope. That was the preview.
Oh, that's right.
I will cut that out. But yes, so we go straight into episode 27. Movie night is continuing.
I'm really bitter that they made me do 2 movie nights.
I would have been okay with it if they just let us watch all the fucking clips.
That's what I'm saying. You made me split movie night into 2 episodes, and you don't even have the decency to show me everything. Rude.
So we'll go straight into picking the next clip. But the clip shows Serena crying over missing Cordell in the makeup room. This is like that moment when she's really first spiraling over him being at Casa.
Yes.
And then it shows the girls reacting to watching the video after the girls watched the video that was sent to Kaylor while they were away. And it just shows different moments of just of Serena talking all of her smack. And just from watching all of these, like, Serena is once again now breaking down, just watching all of this.
It's hurtful.
Yeah.
I will say Cordell keeping his mouth shut was the right decision.
I think that and to add to that, right, he actually had a moment of reflection as well and actually felt like shit over what he did.
He was literally in the chair with a pillow like this. He's like trying to get as far away from the TV screen as possible, and he's like, nah, she right. She valid. She right.
Yeah, I fucked up.
It's so funny. Every time they pan the camera to him, he's just sinking further and further in his chair with the pillow over his chest, like, nah, I got no words. She's right.
The next clip then shows the boys chatting in the bedroom at Casa about, and then Miguel making out with Serena. I didn't really care for this. This basically shows like the 2 clips that we ever saw of Miguel being in Casa. Mm-hmm. Like, there was nothing else going on with Miguel.
No.
The next clip shows the kissing challenge when Aaron brings Daniela. I think they meant to write. I think this was Raunchy Races. When Aaron brings Daniela into the shower to make out, and then he makes out with her again afterwards, and then calls it his favorite moment from the entire time they've been at Casa. Just digging the knife deeper into Kaylor's chest.
He didn't say in Casa, though, in the clip. That was afterwards when he was called out on it. In the clip, he says, this is my favorite moment.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Overall. He didn't say in Casa until after the girls were yelling at him on the couches.
No, he said it in the clip.
In the clip? I swear to God, in the clip, he made it...
Because he called the clip out of context.
Well, yeah, but in the clip, it made it sound like he meant overall over the entire time he's been on Love Island.
So... I didn't specify, like, in my sub-notes
I don't even know anymore.
I'm pretty positive he said, like, for the whole time, like, in Casa. Granted, Casa wasn't over yet, so it could have been so far, but...
I meant, like, I swear he didn't just mean his 4 days in Casa. I took it as he meant since day 1 on Love Island. That this was his favorite moment.
Oh, no. I think Casa. No. Like,
okay.
I should have specified. Yeah, first, whole time in Casa.
Yeah, but I took it as him saying overall.
Oh.
Like, my interpretation of that, because, like, was that he meant since day 1 when he arrived with his suitcase.
That'd be pretty fucked up.
This was his favorite moment. That's how I took it.
Yeah.
So, like, I kind of hated him a little more after that.
Well, I still hate him for wanting to do any of that, period.
Yeah.
Especially, like, after you had already done
say.
it in the challenge.
It's a shit thing to say.
Yeah.
My chair is... Look at this.
So yeah, Aaron calls the clip completely out of context because, again, for whatever reason, he's really dying on that out of context hill. He admits that he really likes her, that he really liked Daniela.
There is no out of context, Aaron. Okay?
That is the context.
There is context, Aaron. I have it, okay? Shut your mouth.
We are watching the context.
What more, though? What more can you add to make it in context?
I don't know.
Like, what is there to save you here, bro?
Right? I'm just a lovable idiot.
There's no further... Nothing you say is going to make that any better.
Just like I said, I think, and he starts fighting with Liv at this point, because even Liv said, you just keep digging yourself a bigger and bigger and bigger hole. Mm-hmm. Like, quit it.
Yes.
Quit it. And then this is the moment when he just walks away.
Like a little bitch baby.
Literally. And then Daniela has the audacity to say, oh, this is so embarrassing. And Kaylor's just looking at her with daggers like, yeah it's pretty embarrassing Daniela. For me too. She's like, yeah, it's pretty embarrassing for me too.
Like, How are you embarrassed? I don't give a fuck that you're embarrassed, Daniela.
You should be embarrassed. You lied to this girl. If you just like I said, I'm going to say this until my face turns blue. All you had to do was just tell Kayla the truth. And none of this, like, yeah, it would still be embarrassing, but you would have at least had that cushion of having already made things right with Kayla. She's also young and immature, though. I think Daniela is also about, like, the same age as Kayla.
This really shot Daniela in the foot, though, because Rob is now, after that clip with Aaron, it really turned Rob off of her.
As it should.
Because what she was saying to Aaron was what she then turned around and said to Rob. And he says it to Aaron when they walk away, that he's like, I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really uncertain. Like, that was, she really shot herself in the foot.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. Again, and Rob was playing the voice of reason with Aaron over on the dock. But then once everybody returns to their seats, because Kayla even did like a little lap as well. But once everybody got back to their seat, which I thought was pointless, movie night was over.
Yeah.
You should have just ended it while they were up at that point.
Just send the text while they're standing and they can just, yo, guys.
Game's over.
Game's over.
Right? Like, you don't need everybody to be seated together to announce that the game is over. I just wanted to know it was already over so I can stop being so invested.
Yes.
So after movie night is officially over, the guys and the girls are debriefing amongst themselves at this point. Mm-hmm. You know, Liv and Leah make up again. Not that they had to, but they just, you know, because they did refight about it earlier. Mm-hmm. It's nice to know that they made their peace again. Aaron thinks he deserves a gold star because he told her most of the things that happened in Casa.
It's such a Tom Sandoval thing to say.
Right. He thinks that he has a clean conscience because he just left out some details.
It's not even Tom Sandoval. That is such a second fucking Tom Schwartz thing to say.
Yes. I think.
Well, I gave you the gist of it.
Yeah, like, you didn't need to know all of the details. You just got, you got some of it.
It was such a Schwartzy thing to say.
Yeah. Like, hey, be happy I told you anything at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I came back, right? Like, I picked you.
I get that you saw a video, and I get that, like, you know, we had that challenge and stuff. But hey, at least I was being honest about those things.
For the most part.
Yeah. Like, you don't get a gold star unless you tell the whole fucking truth. And even then, you should be doing that anyway. That's the bare minimum thing for you to do. For somebody that you supposedly love.
Seriously.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Rob believes that Daniela has said similar things to both him and Aaron. Mm-hmm. He's questioning how genuine she is.
Rightfully so, because I am too.
He's getting ready to hop off of the Daniela train at this point. Which sucks.
Does it?
I don't have that much of an opinion.
He never should have, though.
He never should have brought her back to begin with.
No, he shouldn't have.
Nicole and Kendall do have a very mature conversation about the way that Kendall had talked to the guys at Casa. Mm-hmm. So now, the thing that we saw Nicole get mad at him about and then completely, like, forget about, now it's fresh in the mind.
Yes.
She does call him out on it.
I was really glad she did.
Very respectfully.
And he was very like, you don't see me differently now, right?
And Kendall kind of does, I think, in this moment realizes that, like, he should have had the girls back way more because he actually had the tighter relationship with them.
Yes,
and
than any of the other, of all of the boys in the house, Kendall very much was closer to all of the girls.
All of them.
He was like
their hype man.
Yeah. So I'm glad he recognized that what he said hurt them, regardless of if he was playing the game or not. I appreciate that he took in what Nicole was saying, didn't get defensive, and was like, you know, you're right, okay. How do I fix it? And she's just like, with grace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good match. Honestly, good match. Moment.
Yes. Yeah.
Rob confronts Daniela about how quickly she switched up from Aaron to him pre-leaving Casa. She doesn't really have much else to say other than the fact that she just wishes that she never got with Aaron.
She couldn't even deny it, though. Like, he's saying, and she's just sitting there sinking into the couch like fucking crickets and crying. Mm-hmm. Like, she couldn't even, she had no defense.
She just wanted to be in the villa. We already knew that.
Yeah.
Still got in the villa, though.
like there was, I forget what he asked her, but there's like this long pause and she has nothing to say because she can't deny because he's right. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, keep digging yourself there, deeper there, girl.
Yeah, seriously. So now it's bedtime and we're going into day 24. 24 days now. We are past the 3-week mark, like in this timeline.
Crazy.
Yep. So Kendall comes in with an I'm sorry breakfast for Serena and for Kaylor for not having spoken up for them at Casa.
It was very sweet.
I love this. This was a very big redeeming moment for Kendall.
He brought Nicole her coffee. He brought the girls breakfast. It was very sweet.
Very, very sweet. I would forgive him.
I would too. Because he seems sincere, and that's what I think matters.
Well, because he actually fully addressed what he did wrong in his apology. Take notes, Aaron. Take notes. He apologized. He acknowledged what he did wrong.
And he did a sweet gesture.
Yes.
Yes.
And he said he would do better.
Yeah.
That's all you could ask for.
And he seems to be
apology.
and he seemed to do better.
Mm-hmm. Janae and Liv give Leah props for owning the way that she spoke about Rob and think that there's still a chance for Leah and Rob to get back together. So now the seeds are being planted once again.
Listen.
That Rob and Leah are going to get back together. And now I can't help but believe it.
I'm fully shipping it.
I'm okay with it. It's fine. You know what?
I'm here for it.
I'm so indifferent towards Rob. I feel like at this point, now that we've had that time to just kind of settle off of him.
I think it helps that Aaron and Cordell were so massively worse that Rob is just like...
Like, you just fucked up that one time, and then, like, we never really heard from you again afterwards.
Yeah.
And plus, they made up, so it's like, why do we have to hold on to the hate towards Rob when they've clearly made up?
I mean, we could say the same thing about Aaron and Kaylor.
Oh, well, that... Yeah,
I won't, though.
I won't. Yeah, you're right. That's... Yeah, good idea. Good comparison. Miguel is thinking that he saw another side of Leah that he didn't really like, as if he wasn't watching the whole thing before he entered the villa.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
So he's trying to say, essentially, that I don't know if I really like this side of Leah, and meaning the side of Leah that was talking all that shit, that was angry. And again, you watched that whole thing. You saw how fresh those feelings were. Her feelings in that moment were valid. We just talked about this. There's no reason for you to go saying, like, I don't know about this girl.
It just irritates me when guys get like that of like, God forbid a woman is emotional and all of a sudden she's a villain and she's horrible.
And she has thoughts and opinions.
And she has thoughts because it's like your go-to emotion is anger.
Yeah.
All the time. Like that's like, we're allowed to be passionate when we get hurt or angry. Like she's allowed to.
Like she thought that they were a solid couple.
Yeah. We're not, women are more than just meek, docile little things that have like, it fucking pisses me off when they get mad at the girls for being angry or being like more upset than they deem appropriate.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's really annoying. So Rob is now officially off the Daniela train. He took the night to think about it. He's done. He's no longer interested in pursuing this connection.
Yeah.
Janae and Kenny talk about how no one is comforting Rob because somehow he's the victim. In which case, I once again repeat myself. In that video, in that moment, those feelings were valid. Nobody was telling Leah, oh, we need to feel bad for Rob in that moment. So to have this conversation... Oh, well, nobody's feeling bad for Rob because Rob didn't deserve it in that moment.
No, I sort of took that more of they meant now. Of like between the Daniela thing and the Leah thing, like last night was heavy, and I think that's.
But like.
Because I did feel a little bad for him after movie night.
I didn't because you still brought her back. You brought her back when you had zero going on with her while you were even at Casa.
Heck yeah.
I think that was, again, that was producer driven.
Maybe.
So that's another reason why I don't feel bad. You brought her back because you were forced to.
Consequences, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. I see where you're going from. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Leah pulls Rob for a chat, and they apologize for the things that she said that night. She does still care about him. Rob apologizes for the whole situation with Andrea.
Which I don't think he really has beforehand sincerely. So this was really nice to see.
He did not. And he acknowledged that he was lying to her He was not being perfect in that situation, and they hug it out and they officially make up.
I loved it. It was much needed.
Again, he acknowledged exactly what he did wrong. He gave her a sincere apology. There might not have been a gesture, but I think that conversation was truly genuine.
Yeah, I think
believe
so too.
I do believe Rob in his apology.
Me too.
Does it make me fully ship the idea of him and Leah together? Probably not. No, I think Rob should probably be by himself for a while. Because there's still something, off-putting about the fact that he was so quickly able to turn his head when a hotter bombshell came in.
I'm torn because the toxic trait in me wants them to get back together, but I really enjoy her and Miguel. They have a really great connection. They're very fun together. This is where
my pessimism hits again, but I don't believe it.
Just let me have nice things, Taylor.
I know.
They're fun. You cannot deny that they're fun together.
Yeah, they're fun together, but are they real? No. I don't think so.
I don't think they're gonna last outside of Casa of the Villa.
Not.
But that doesn't mean I don't think they're a fun match right now.
I don't think. You know what it is? Once I see that fuckboy tendency in a guy, my capability of seeing them being able to handle a connection with another woman genuinely is just not there. My brain cannot make that connection work.
That's okay. That's fair. That's fair.
And so I'm just kind of like, nah, I don't see this. I don't see it at all. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. They probably are. They're probably better off as friends, but I don't see this going any further. I don't.
I didn't say I saw them lasting the test of time, Tay. I just meant that in the Villa, they're kind of fun. They're a good match. I'm rooting for them.
I know. I'm just saying I don't think they're a match.
Lies. Who's a better match for her then?
I don't think any of these guys. If I'm being honest. I don't think any of these guys are a match for her. Listen, I do think Leah's a catch. I had my reservations about her for a while.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't like how she handled some things, even with the Rob situation. I've gone back and forth on both of these. I'm like, listen, these are perfectly imperfect people, So I don't hate Leah. No. I think I've just gotten to a level, same with Rob, where I've just been very indifferent. And
Apathy.
Miguel,
Apathy.
Yes. And with Miguel, I especially feel that because we've seen that he went onto this show with absolutely no intentions of connecting with nobody unless it's on a physical level.
Yeah.
I just can't. Listen, this is how I know my partner is real because I will put men through the fucking ringer. Because I consider myself a Liv. I'm not really afraid to say what I'm thinking.
You're not.
And I'm also not afraid to use my common sense on things that I've personally experienced the fuckboy things before. So the second I notice something that's a little too familiar, my walls go up and I'm like,
I know.
I know.
Which is why the boy has to pass the Taylor test.
Yes. Because if I find something off about him, I'm going to know about it. Whether or not you want me to tell you about it.
I do.
I will.
Oh, no, that's the whole point.
I will make sure, though, that you are in a space where you're ready to hear it, But
that's the thing. Is actually, I crack myself up because IRL, right? I am so cautious and I actively, men are trash. And I will say that with my whole chest, right?
They are.
And I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to voice my opinions most of the time. It just, for some reason, when it involves people I don't know who are trying to find love.
You just want that
I just want it for them so bad that I am willing to ignore everything in the real world that I'd be like, girl, run away.
Meanwhile, I will literally look at the slightest imperfection and I'm just like, nah, no, this ain't gonna work.
The hopeless romantic in me is just they can make it work. It's okay. It's that fairy tale that I still have in my head that I know is not realistic, but it's I'm watching this and I know it's not real.
Yeah.
So I get just so
So I have the hopeless romantic in me in the sense that, like, I want those things.
Yeah.
I just am also, like, stuck in this, like, I'm living in the real world, that shit ain't happening type thing. Like,
Which is why we make such a good pair.
I know.
We said we wouldn't rant, and then we just went on a rant.
I know. Okay, I'm going back on track here. But Aaron pulls Kaylor to the dock to apologize to her, and once again, she's just gonna take him back. It's whatever.
I'm so mad at her.
He tells her he loves her one time.
He's telling her what he wants to hear, and it's really gross.
And it gets her right off of his case.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be able to get away with doing some crazy shit in the future
Whoa.
because she'll allow this to happen.
Whoa, Bubby. Well, you know, but Bubby, I
Bubba.
love you. I love you, Bubba. I love you. Tell me I'm wrong, guys. You can't because Katie Maloney validated me.
Katie Maloney knows best.
She literally said it from her own words. I married my Aaron.
Yep. Rob tells Daniela that they need to move slower. I say this is because he doesn't want her. But he doesn't outright say we're breaking things off.
No, because he doesn't.
Could be a production reason.
That, and I don't really think he has anyone. There's no prospects on the horizon yet.
And God
for him.
forbid, right? It becomes a girl's choice coupling.
Exactly.
Which it couldn't be because there's too many girls.
And the girls just had.
Yeah, but you never know if, like, another bombshell.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Whatever.
And I think, too, that's the thing is, like, I was saying to myself, well, he has Liv as an option. What happened before Casa? But now I'm thinking that conversation was production pushed. Because you don't see anything come of it when he comes back from Casa. Or
It's like it never happened.
Or in this instance, when he's feeling uncertain about Daniela, there's no push to go talk to Liv.
This could have been a great thing to... And I'm gonna get there because fuck this.
Yes,
that coupling.
But
pissed me
that
off.
really, that's it. That's what I think was like. He's not feeling her anymore, but he doesn't have another option because Liv is not an option, even though they wanted us to think that he is. Because I feel like that was an influenced moment.
So Serena and Cordell officially make up, and they close things off. They are making things official between the two of them. Not surprised.
No.
I think I'm okay with them getting back together. Same thing now. I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Fine. He knows he fucked up.
He did.
He's probably
That's what I think it is. He did better at it than Aaron did. So
Yes.
I'm a little.
He may or may not do it again.
Yeah.
We don't know.
But I'm a little more okay with it than I am about Kaylor and Aaron.
Yes. Aaron gives Kaylor a seashell, and that's all it takes for Kaylor. That's all it fucking took for Kaylor and him to make back up again. All when in doubt, just hand her a seashell that you found on the beach. I want to vomit. I want to vomit.
I got nothing.
So Miguel then opens up to Leah, basically explaining to her why he was so put off by her lashing out in that video. And it reminded him essentially of this childhood trauma of his parents arguing all the time. And it sounds like it's still a current thing that happens in his life. And despite my feelings about Miguel, I understand it. I know you and I firsthand can attest to that level of experience.
Oh, how wholeheartedly.
And it's tough to sit through.
It is. And even now, sometimes I am squeamish with confrontation. Or when people are fighting and I am around it. It still sometimes gets a little... Yeah.
Yeah, because you're afraid of like what the reaction is going to be and if it's going to escalate to that.
Yes.
Yes.
Every time you've been saying Miguel tonight, I'm giggling because I just hear Miguel. every time.
Oh shit.
Miguel.
So now we're going straight into the recoupling. In comes Ariana in this sexy slow-mo, like ready to fuck shit up with that golden gown and flowery, like I loved this look.
The bedazzled, embroidered, like it looked like it had like vintage like pins that they like sewed into it, like jewels, and that it was fucking
so nice.
So nice.
This was the one that had me sharing her on our story. Mm-hmm. And Emily, her stylist, was thanking us for our thoughts and stuff. And
so fun.
So nice.
Shout out.
So this is a boys' choice recoupling. 3 girls are about to be dumped from the villa. New couples. I'm just going to go straight into them. Mm-hmm. So we have new couples being Kendall and Nicole. Whoa. I put them right next to each other. Kendall and Nicole. Kenny and Janae. Cordell and Serena. What? Oh.
Can we just briefly discuss Kendall and Kenny's speeches before they picked their ladies?
So, you look like you're about to cry right now just thinking about them.
Kenny's was so beautiful. I literally died.
He spoke so genuinely from the heart.
It was this, and her face, like, just the girls that knew that they were getting picked by their man again, like, they were just so happy, and the boys were just so, their speeches were just so sweet, and I died.
Yeah. I also loved now that the rest of the guys felt like shit because they're like, how am I supposed to like compare to this?
How do you go after those two?
Right.
You can't. Cordell did really well though. His also melted my heart a little bit. My cold, dead, cynical heart.
Cold, dead, cynical heart. Cordell and Serena are the next couple. We have Kane and Sierra, which was kind of shocking. Actually, not really. They had that one conversation. And then he chose her.
Can I spill the tea?
Not yet. Not yet.
Damn.
Wait until after.
Damn. Okay.
Aaron and Kaylor, Miguel and Leah, Rob. And in this moment, we're like, fuck. Because now at this point, the bottom 4 are Daniela, Dea, Catherine, and Liv. And so we're thinking like he could either choose Liv and save her. And we were all, I think, hoping that he would.
This entire moment, I just kept thinking about that conversation before Casa, and I was like, maybe he's, because the thing with Daniela feels really weird right now, and he wanted to slow it down, but even when he said that, it felt like he really just, he doesn't seem into her anymore. And then I was like, this is when he's gonna go play on his budding feelings for Liv.
And sure enough, he even says it in his speech. He chooses Daniela, and now Dea, Catherine, and Liv get dumped from the island. And that was a really
gut-wrenching,
emotional send-off for Liv.
And it really fucking hurts because from this point on, everybody that goes home, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Because now we're running out of Casa people and we're being left with OGs and like one new bombshell.
Like that is like from this point on, everyone who goes home, it's going to be emotionally devastating because they've been together. Like there's one Casa girl?
One Casa girl.
Two Casa girls, Daniela and Sierra.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
But even then, like, we've had them for a while. And then the people that they are coupled with, aside from Sierra, like, Daniela's coupled with Rob. As much as we dislike Rob, seeing him come home would hurt. It would be hard. Well, I think for me at least, just because of like the friendship aspect with all the guys, like it would be sad to see him.
Aaron would have a meltdown.
Full on meltdown. But like from this point on, every couple or singled or dumped person that goes home, it's gonna suck ass.
It's gonna.
There's no happy going homes anymore.
No. And you know what I realized too, and correct me if I'm wrong here, because most of them would go home almost immediately after being sent on to the villa. Liv was kind of the only bombshell that came in from the beginning, and I don't count the Casa people.
No, the only bombshell that came in and didn't successfully find a person.
Only bombshell that came in and stayed throughout the house since she got there until now.
Nicole.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole. Oh shit! So Nicole's now the only bombshell left.
Nicole's the
technically.
only bombshell.
Until
Mother sneaks her way back into the villa and stands on the balcony.
creeps her way up those stairs and just lets everybody know, get the fuck back onto the fire pit.
You know what's really funny was that Miguel.
Miguel.
Every time. Miguel and Leah are sitting directly underneath her, and everyone else is out in the lawn so they could see Ariana up there. But Liv and Miguel can't, and so everyone's scrambling, and the two of them are like, what? What? Ariana's there! Where?
Like as if she's like a sleep paralysis demon.
And then they realize, they hear her that she's above them, and he's like, oh shit, she's above us. But it's just really funny because they see everyone scrambling, they're like, what the fuck's going on?
So everybody gathers around the fire pit, and in comes hot new bombshell, a Love Island USA veteran from last season.
Emphasis on hot.
Harrison. I'm not gonna lie. For the average Love Island watcher, this would be a huge deal. For me, I won't speak for you, but for me, as a first-time watcher, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? But he's pretty hot.
No, that was me. I was like, oh, cool, guy from a previous season. Okay. He's nice to look at. Mm-hmm. And he did my ultimate male weakness of an all-black attire.
Oh, yes, he did. That was pretty good.
Girl, there are few things in this world that men can do. And with the all-black suit is one of them.
Black is a winner.
And then if you couple that when they roll their sleeves up, and it's just instantaneous. So he came in, and he was half unbuttoned a little, and he had the jewelry, and his hands are nice, his face is nice, the whole thing was nice. He knew what he was doing. He came in ready to bombshell.
He's done this before, so of course he's coming in with a vengeance.
To quote Daniela, a bombshell came in and actually bombshelled.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. So now the episode ends, and we go straight into episode 28, which will be the last of our recaps because we don't do After Sun, which was episode 29. But they take over right when Harrison steps into the villa.
Yeah.
And even the guys are swooning over this man. They are shooketh that he's there. They are desperate to be his friend. They don't want him to steal their women, but honestly, they probably wish that he would steal one of them.
Aaron's out here like, he's so hot. And Miguel's like, you're in a couple, dude.
No, that was Kane.
Was it Kane?
That was Kane. That was Kane. Harrison pulls each girl for a chat to get to know them a little bit better, because later we will find out that he will get to steal one of them.
Dun, dun, dun.
Harrison seems to be very interested in Nicole, despite her being closed off with Kendall. She does say something a little weird, and maybe this was probably for production purposes, but she says something along the lines of like, yeah, I'm closed off, but I'm still open to meet people.
I think she meant it she clarifies later that she meant it in the context of friends, but I think because she's naturally flirty and smiley, that it came off differently than maybe perhaps she intended.
That would make sense.
Yeah, and I really do think that him picking Nicole was pushed for drama.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So we now they go into bedtime. We're in day 25.
Everybody's back. Oh my God, can we discuss how happy Kenny and Janae got that they were going to bed together again?
No, yeah.
That was so cute. I ship them so hard.
They've got that like preschool kid, like happy, go lucky kind of love.
I think it too is that Janae is just such a happy, sweet person, and Kenny is they just go so well together, and they were just so excited to be like back together and like snuggling. It was just, everybody was so happy to be in their couple again. Mm-hmm. And it's like the Casa chapter was finally closed.
Yep. Finally closed.
The lights are off on Mojo Dojo.
Yes, thank God.
Thank God.
I've had enough of the Casa house.
We've all had enough of Casa.
Kendall prepares breakfast in bed for Nicole and Soul Ties, and Kenny is like playing server for them, which was so cute.
So eager to agree. I'll bring it up for you.
I know, it was so sweet.
He's like he has like the epitome of golden retriever boyfriend.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, yes.
Aaron's out here thinking he's the golden retriever. Wrong. It's Kenny.
No, he wanted somebody with a golden retriever. He didn't. He's no damn golden retriever.
No, remember they did that thing in Casa. They're talking about what dog they are, and he's like, "I'm a golden retriever." No, that is Kenny.
Yeah, but well, Aaron at this point, I think we know is completely unself-aware. So
that's true.
And then Cordell is like trying to safely hand Serena breakfast with tongs.
Fucking hysterical.
After the last time he tried giving her breakfast and she was all like, nope.
I enjoy that they can find humor in it now.
Absolutely.
And that's always a really good sign when you can positively joke and no one's getting mad that we're joking about it.
Well, I think it helps too that this is all such a unique experience and like no couple in real life is ever going to go through something of this nature.
No.
So I think it makes it a little bit easier to be able to poke the fun in those situations.
Yeah.
It's like, remember that time we were in Casa?
Remember when I tried to bring you breakfast after I dry humped another girl and you threw it in my face? Oh, I turned my flashlight on.
Harrison then gets a text. He gets to go on 3 dates. 3
in one day, guys.
We don't get to see him choose all 3 in the moment, but I'm still going to just say who the dates were with. It doesn't fucking matter. We don't really see much of any of them anyway.
No.
But he goes on the date with Sierra, Nicole, and Daniela.
Yeah.
I don't care to divulge into these dates any further.
No, there wasn't any.
We got nothing.
No, the only big thing that came out of it was he kissed Sierra on their date.
Correct. That was literally
that was the height of the dates.
I will say, we did learn a little bit about Harrison on that first date with Sierra.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. I'll go into it later. But we do learn that he is a jewelry trader. Oh, that was really it. But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting job. I'm super mad that a new Aussie came in as a My Sweet Aussie had to leave.
Literally though, and every single person after he showed up was like, where is Liv? Why is Liv not here? This would have been so great. They did that shit on purpose.
I really think too that her and Harrison would have been such a good match.
Oh, I take back actually what I said because of reasons that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But
okay. I'm scared.
No. I'll go into it in a second. Just remind me.
Okay.
But while the dates are happening, back at the villa, Kane is very clearly jealous that Sierra went on a date. And he's just... It's really weird.
It's gross.
That he was trying to act so, like, I don't give a fuck type boy.
When he clearly gave a fuck.
He clearly gave a fuck. They had just met, like, 2 nights before.
He was giving gross red flag energy, but his entitlement to Sierra's time felt weird for they were coupled up 12 hours ago.
Exactly.
Like, I could maybe anticipate that coming from, not that this is, that anything he said was okay and it's gross and I don't want any of the boys to talk like this, but it would almost be more understandable coming from Cordell or Kendall or Miguel or Aaron, you know, like being upset that you're at this point in the game, you are unsure. Mm-hmm. From anyone else, that kind of talk would have made sense. From homeboy over here, you've been here for 5 days. Mm-hmm. You just recoupled last night. Like, slow your tits.
Like, you've known me for a whole 48 hours.
Like, calm your tits, bro.
Yeah. Nicole reassures Kendall, now that Nicole's back from the
Nicole's back. Kendall was shaking in his boots the whole time she was gone.
But she reassures him completely that, you know, nothing happened. She's all about him. Mm-hmm. She told him that they were closed off, and that's where they leave it.
Yeah.
Daniela tells the girls that they did not kiss, which I don't think we really saw any of that date at all.
Not really.
We just really saw her walking in, and that was it. Mm-hmm. It was like kind of like a blink and you miss it type thing. But it seems like, I just said it. I was like, it seems like we didn't miss anything. They won't be connecting anytime soon, so
no.
I'll cut some of what I said. So the guys are grilling Harrison about his dates, and he's doing something very unique to what none of the other guys have done before in the villa, and he's just keeping his mouth shut. Mm-hmm. He is keeping his cards very close to his chest. And he doesn't want anybody to know what was going on these dates.
I think that is a combination of his maturity and the fact that he's been on the show before.
Also, I wonder if something else is in store coming up that's going to probably air tonight, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I can't help but feel it's Love Island. Something's always cooking.
The first look at tonight's episode didn't really give me any kind of inkling that anything crazy was going to happen.
Oh, I haven't even seen it yet.
I posted it on our story earlier today.
I haven't been on the gram.
No, I know. Well, you told me to take charge, and I did.
You did.
I did. You very much.
So now we get to the night party. Kendall gets a text. Harrison gets to steal somebody's girl tonight. Mr. Steal Your Girl.
My favorite was the voiceover guy going, "Is Ariana Madix gonna come tonight? Can we afford to have her 2 nights in a row?"
Yeah. And this all happens over text.
Via text, because we could not afford to have her there 2 nights in a row.
That's hilarious. I love that. Good. Jack up those day rates, girly.
Hell yeah.
So, they really don't waste any time. Harrison chooses to steal Sierra, which then means Kane is surprise dumped from the island. Nobody saw this coming.
With shocking 5 minutes to pack.
5 minutes to pack. Now we can talk about it. We later find out that there's a reason for all that.
I just happened to be doom scrolling on TikTok late at night, being kept up by this stupid ass cough that I still have. And I'm just scrolling on TikTok, and I literally, guys, kid you not, just fucking randomly, I'm on my For You page. I'm not even in the live section. I don't even follow this man. I stumbled upon his fucking TikTok live. Okay? I text Taylor, literally in all caps, he's live on TikTok. He spilled some tea, my friends. He spilled some tea. And this is the thing with this, is I half believe it and I half don't believe it. I think some of it he's butthurt and he's just saying shit to hurt people.
Yeah.
And the other things that he says, I firmly believe. Mm-hmm. So we find out that he does not, he just got his phone back. When you get dumped, there are still 2 days before you get access to your phone, which makes me believe that those are the 2 days in which they're editing and putting the episode together.
And he's doing probably After Sun, because I did see he was on After Sun last night.
Yes, he was.
And then I know that they do other After Sun related things for social media with Selly and stuff, so I'm sure he was probably doing that as well.
So those 2 days are the 2 days in which he is
other kinds of filming.
Doing other kinds of, there's the break between he gets dumped, then there's 2 days before he gets access to his phone, and it sounds like it's like that for everybody. So that is the 2 days between when they leave and when we, the audience, get to see when they leave.
Imagine they kept his phone just to fuck with him.
Right? The worst of all, that I think, everything else, he kind of was just doing that really condescending, I don't give a fuck, I didn't watch the show before I came on, I didn't really care, I just wanted to do it.
I was scouted.
In a very arrogant, condescending tone, mind you, that really just painted a light on he is exactly who he was in the villa.
Yeah.
I
will say, I do believe him when he does say he was scouted, and my reasoning for that is because Ariana has said it herself. Casting guys is
Casa Amor was very hard.
Incredibly difficult. Yes.
Yeah. And then he drops a bombshell, pun intended. Production told him, I'm going to look at the camera for this. Production told him to pick Liv at the recoupling, and he didn't because he wanted to cause chaos.
Which now leads me to what I was wanting to say earlier, but I didn't. I held off for this moment. They brought Harrison in for Liv.
Yes.
But because Liv was not saved as she was supposed to be.
Exactly.
There is no other purpose for Harrison to be there. So, what better way to punish Kane for what he did than to have him steal Sierra and send his ass home?
And I am in the firm, I texted this to Taylor yesterday, I'm in the firm belief that the way that it went down last night, or not last night, the night before, I don't think that had it been anyone but Kane, like if he had picked Liv, right, and Harrison then picked Liv, I don't think Kane would have been dumped immediately that night. But because he went against production's orders, he was sent home that night. I really don't, because we know from After Sun 2 weeks ago, a week ago, that a girl bombshell is coming. So we knew we know a girl is coming for the guys. So I don't think Kane was supposed to be sent home. I think he was supposed to stay. But because he fucked production over, he essentially gave them the middle finger simply because he wanted to. Mm-hmm. He was dumped. And it also further evidence in the fact that everybody else that has been sent home from day one has gotten 30 minutes to pack, and that text message said 5 minutes.
He said, get the fuck out.
They said, get the fuck out. Insane. And then he's been live like every day since, still talking about it.
Unbelievable.
He very rudely to somebody on the live that I caught, he was saying, I don't emotionally invested as the rest of you. I don't really care. Like, because someone had said something in the comment section was going very, very fast, so I didn't catch what it was that the person had said.
Well, yeah, what do you expect? Thousands of people watch the show.
But he was so rude. He was so rude and was like, well, I don't get as emotionally invested as the rest of you. Like, we've been watching these people for weeks now. Obviously, we're invested in it. Like, get off your fucking horse, bro. Like, who the fuck are you? It was so fucking weird. And then he was saying, these are the things that I don't believe. And I think he said firmly because he was upset that he was forced off the show. He could say that he doesn't care about it and he just did it because he wanted to till he's blue in the face. But I think he genuinely did want to stay. He doesn't think any of the couples are going to last, and none of them like each other as much as they're putting on the show. And part of me doesn't believe that. And I really think he said it just to be a douchebag. He could be true in that, but the attitude he was giving off.
Yeah.
And the further finding out about why he was sent home is just very, like, I don't know if I believe you now. Now I think you're just butthurt.
Yeah. So at the time that we're recording this, there is going to be the next episode airing tonight because last night was After Sun. By the time this episode comes out, or at least it's going to be a while since it's aired.
That's okay.
It's fine. It's all fine. Appreciate you guys for sticking around anyway and still watching us despite the episode happening however many weeks ago.
Well, these people still want to know what we have to say. So.
I hope so. We've been absent for so long. So now that we're entering our last week of Love Island, we're going to start thinking about what to cover next at this point. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll start looking into some, like, tea that we haven't really caught up much on and maybe do a full episode on that.
Yeah.
But I know that you're probably deep into, like, Housewives things right now. I'm deep into Summer House right now.
I've got Jersey and Orange County right now.
I am on season 5. I'm halfway through season 5 currently of Summer House. So I've been putting in some work.
Oh, I also have Below Deck Med right now.
Oh, Jesus. So, if you've been watching and you made it this far, definitely leave us a comment, shoot us a DM, let us know where we should go next. If maybe we'll put up some polls.
Yeah.
So yeah, just if you made it this far, we appreciate you. I know that this video might be a little bit of a long one because we got a lot more to talk about. So, we love you. Yeah. And we appreciate you all greatly.
Okay. Till next week.
Until next time.
Bye.